extremely dominant performance there on Dust 2 from Team Liquid. We're moving on to Train, but before we get there, I do want to share something with you all, and it's about Bud Light. Tune into twitch.tv/Bud Light for the Bud Light All-Stars announcement that will be following the conclusion here of today's DreamHack Zowie Open in Austin, Texas. We don't really know what's going to go down here, but if you drink Bud Light, you already know you're up for whatever. So
that's true. Let's get white girl wasted.
So tune in for that immediately following this. But now we've got Train coming up, and we got some interesting information that Hiko has kind of shared with us about this upcoming map.
Yeah, you know what? If you're a player, though, and you're asked about that kind of question, like, you're not going to be like, oh, we're going to nail this 2-0. But he did say, like, that their Train isn't very good. We have seen shaky performances from them on Train, and the most I'll say is that I just don't think it's a great map for Selfless, so I find it weird that they picked it, although they do have a win to show for it. And I think it's going to come down to, like, it's going to be just as hard, no matter how good they think their T-side is, which honestly didn't look that good versus Energy. In fact, it looked bad to break through the defenses of... actually, it's their pick too, so it's TL to get CT side on Train, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be. So that could be pretty scary for them. Like, it was not convincing, that performance from Selfless against NRG, and that's of course the map they did lose. They cleaned up things a bit on cash to get through here, and then of course we have that one online result in ESL Pro League where Selfless was actually able to beat Team Liquid on Train 16-11. So maybe seeing a third map is pretty likely, but with the way that Team Liquid were hitting their shots, it seemed like everywhere all over the map, Team Liquid were almost always winning their duels individually. Mm-hmm. And there were only, there were certain top fraggers, but it's like there was only so many people to kill, and that's kind of why.
Yeah, you could say it's a change of scenery, but ultimately it's going to be people looking at people and angles that they're relatively familiar with, and then taking fights. And ultimately, we're not going to see that much structure from Selfless. I doubt that it's going to be that they are going to be that good on Train. And I hope they prove me wrong, but we've seen them play Train today, and it wasn't great. So maybe they went back and took a look at it, and that's why they figured out some stuff. But I mean, I don't know, when would they have been able to even practice what they've talked about, right?
Yeah, I know for a fact they didn't really have that much time. I know Selfless were kind of, late to wake up to get to their initial match. So they went into that first match today against NRG a little low on energy and without food. So I know in the break that they definitely caught up with that.
No Johns, but that's an out for them in one sense. But they did just get dominated on Dust 2 as well. And frag-wise weren't up there with any stellar performances from what we could see.
Well, hopefully Train goes well for Selfless, just for the mere fact that Ryu strapped a GoPro to his head to film some material for his organization. So hopefully they'll have something to show for it, as I do like it. As now Liquid on the terrorist side here of Train Selfless, they do get to start on that CT side.
Okay. Did they not get the choice?
Yeah, I didn't actually brush up on that rule. I probably should have.
Okay, we just had a terrorist spotted at Ivy. Mainline knows he's there. Doesn't know how many people are here. But wow, what a peek from Nitro to take him down. And Nitro gets a second kill as well and opens up Ivy.
Nitro continuing to just get multi-kills. He got so many on Dust 2. Now Nifty forced to fall back as well. He's pretty low. He's down to 38 HP. Uber with maybe a chance here if he can get some nice one-taps with this USP, but as they're jumping across from Epox, that's difficult. Nitro finds his third kill on the round, and then Hiko to take down Nifty. It's all Uber, and he has shot at some people, so I think they know where he is. Bomb is going down already.
Now, ingredients for an upset. We can look at this. This is almost a best of one in the sense that if Selfless win it, they do move on. If Liquid win it, they do lose. And I think in terms of ingredients for a successful win in a best of one, or like an upset where you're playing a team that maybe will outclass you, you got to win pistols. You got to win both pistols. You got to start out strong. There's also the option though to convert the second round. That could be really big for them. If they do that, you can really just step on the economy of Liquid, who want a T pistol, which is actually just nicer for them, right? You can kind of give that up and still be in an okay place on T side, meet your quota, ultimately, which isn't as high as it is for Selfless on CT, but oh, actually, they're deciding to stay because they want to get out to a good buy. Yeah. Now, I appreciate that decision as well. I mean, you really want to start to get an early lead, and there's an opening pick, so that's really nice, but again, they don't have armor, so it might not be all that good.
Yeah, I mean, Adren, I know he was fighting 3 of them, but they don't have armor. I'm surprised he doesn't at least land the first bullet on someone and inflict them with some aim punch and come away with something, but Dren empty-handed on the round, but the bomb going down already. Hiko with those final bullets of that Galil spray will find Nifty through the smoke as they tried to funnel out of the Z connector. Mitch pushes the fuel tanker, gets Hiko with a headshot from the P250. So no main advantage still.
Yeah, no matter what happens on this round, really good round so far. 2 kills, and they're putting some pressure still. There's options to get more, and we have a player saving at Ivy. I don't know if he's got the Mac 10, if that's mainline or not. But either way, taking his spoils and putting them in the bank.
Yeah, and who is at the end of the White Halls hiding out in the couch room, the break room here, in the train offices? That's Relics. Kusta will take him down, another $600 for him. So just the one Mac 10 is preserved on the main line. I think he also scooped up quite a few nades, but it won't really be that much of a help coming onto this next round.
Definitely a successful round though. 2 kills is a lot to show for one that you didn't invest any money into. And that's good for them. They want to continue that because they've got to save one more. They're doing this because, oh, actually, mainline's picking up half armor. So he's going to have a buy next round. He's kind of taking a bit of a loan out here, though, because he's going to be solo inner, so he could use all the money he can get. And once again, I feel like, I don't know, the economic decision has been a little bit sketchy.
Yeah, that will affect their first rifle, take some utility out of it. You'd already commented they were kind of just going for some upgraded pistols and no armor, as we see Kusta continuing to kill some more people in the outer yard. But the map is TT-sided, more so when you have those rifles and all the utility to work with.
Definitely. And you know, the other thing is that mainline is a solo inner player, which means he puts the utility to more work better than anyone else. Like, if smokes come raining over the A site, you throw 2 or 3 grenades, you get in position, 3 if you're lucky. At inner, you're dumping your grenades early, using your smoke for the top of the ramp, you're lurking around it, you're throwing a couple flashes to make sure people don't come and push you. You're using your nades and mollies every time you hear something, right? And then it's your teammates that come and support you. But what do we have here? He's actually bought up. He's got half armor, which isn't a big deal. We got 5 AKs on the board for Liquid, and he does have all his nades, so I guess he managed it properly.
So, op shot coming out from the Z connector. It won't land as it was through smoke. And a lot of the utility pushing Selfless around a little bit, but they will come away with the first kill. Uber to bring down Elige. Player up on top of the blue train. Was that Kusta that was up there? They got the kill. Hiko working on the ground out of ladder room. Finds 2 actually, bringing down Relics and Uber. Mainline back of old bomb train. Trying to spray somebody down there through the gap, but he can't get it done. And bomb to be planted soon here on the outer yard. Now we've got a 2v3 retake from Selfless onto this outer bomb site, the A bomb site of Train. It's going to be so difficult. You can actually see they've all lined up Liquid here behind Green Train and Blue Train for their post plans. Mainline will go in. He'll only find 1 actually, and Nifty realizing it's impossible at this point. He'll take his op and he'll save it for the next round.
Now, if your comms are obstreperous, Helium, that could be a really tough time for you on Train because it gets really confusing out there. If someone pushes down Hell, or just as we saw Nifty scoped up on T-Con, we saw like 2 players jump across him. And once that's known, yeah, he has that info, but the difficult part is not being able to land a shot, or not. He chose not to take one, so we'll give him that. But the issue is that he has to somehow get his teammates in position to stop the choke points that he expects them to go to. And again, it gets really, really confusing on outside when you don't shut the push down early. And I feel like Liquid got it a little bit too easily, and Hiko just came alive with those 2 headshots.
Yeah, that was the key part of the round for him, taking both players off of that A site. And Liquid, they win that first rifle. Maybe they weren't feeling super confident coming into Train. I'm sure they were the series overall, but a 4-0 start on the T side. You mentioned the quota of rounds. They're almost there for T side Train.
Yeah, and it's the 5-0 formula, right? We have a save out for Liquid apart from Nifty, who was able to keep the op. I think that's perfectly fine. You know, the op, you don't need armored. You don't need your friends to have armor to give them an op and make it useful. That double molly and T-Con, though, is going to slow down the rotates quite a bit. The Dren here to hold flank.
Yeah, he's so ready for this. He hears that person climbing up and down the ladder real quick. Mainline wants to get out fast, but he can't do it. Adren taking him down. Hiko pushing up here in the inner train yard. He'll bring down Relics, as Relics was trying to sneak out of the CT spawn there. So Selfless with 3, and I'm sure Nifty already geared up to try to save the op one more time going into round 6.
No, I definitely heard that I might have underestimated the potential of Selfless. I know I've been pretty ruthless in my kind of predictions towards them, and they did take or they ended up beating Energy, so just the opposite of what I said basically. But here I just don't understand why in a veto you would pick a map, and I don't want to start too early in case the comeback is real, but picking a map that your opponent is bad at as opposed to one that you're good at just seems like a really strange decision.
Team Liquid's not even that great at overpass either, though. It's a map that they haven't played a lot, and it's certainly the strength of Selfless from what we saw. I was very surprised at the veto phase. I even wrote down my vetoes ahead of time because I thought I was going to be so incredibly on point.
Yeah.
I wanted the proof, but of course, completely wrong.
But of course, yeah.
So that 5-0 start for Liquid.
Yeah, they do have it. And there's a buyout for Liquid. Nifty was able to save a little bit of money in that last round, not spending any, but here's one trade going 1 for 1 outside. We'll see how that pans out.
Oh, mainline coming a little late down the ladder and is going to push the smoke. Yeah, he is going to decide to eventually go for it. Just missing one player, seeing another into the smoke. Elige has brought down Nifty. Mainline in the big position, and he shot quite a few shots, but that silenced them before. They have no idea where he is. He finds 2, shooting them both in the back.
Now, you actually mentioned late down the ladder. That was actually pretty early versus the execute. Like, in terms of, the bomb's not already down and someone's going back to check ladder flank. That's pretty early. Like, he pushed inner, so that was a really good, I think, idea by him. And he was pretty aware that Liquid were going to hit outer, and I think felt the need to take that risk, and it made a lot of sense. So getting 2 kills for it, really good play from him, and good situational awareness on the part of mainline.
Yeah, that's the first hurdle, right? I mean, 5-0 is generally the point where the CTs are now taking their second rifle round. If you lose that one, things get really scary really fast, but Selfless getting on the board. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is don't lose here and get reset, because then it becomes even easier for Liquid to just put some easy rounds up.
Yeah, definitely reset potential on the board here.
And Mitch actually getting fairly aggressive, playing behind the box here in the Ivy Alley. Adren looking over the smoke, boosted up on his teammate here. Molotov's going out, looking to clear some things. Will they find Mitch, though?
Yeah, it's tough. This is a situation where both players know what's up, right? Someone's challenging Ivy, maybe someone's pushed up, and Mitch knows as well. There's almost no value in being inconspicuous in this situation. Apart from Mitch maybe having a distraction cause at the end of Ivy, that would help him out quite a bit. If he gets cleared, it's going to be a bad day for him.
Oh, they don't check it at all. Can he get 2? No, it's a little bit more damage back. Now mainline trying to come in and help out. I don't think he realized how effective the flash was, but oh my goodness, I was going to say it won't matter. He got Adren with the nade out, but Adren's still getting the kill, and then Elige going into Old Hell, and now pushing off the back of Green Train, finds Uber. That's 2 for Elige. He'll hit the jump. Actually, that's Nitro hitting the jump off the train, circumventing that smoke as he pushes into Z Connector, looking for Nifty. This op is an antique at this point, right? How many rounds? This is the 3rd round in a row he's had it?
Yeah. There's a perceptible lack of feeling it on the part of Selfless right now. Like, mainline's just not on point, and he's just been really good overall, and I don't know. That was just a rough kill from him that he could have gotten. Adren jumping with a nade out. Like, if he just ran up and got that kill without any hesitation, I think he had to have just no inhibitions at that moment, and that one moment cost him. Adren capitalized, got that kill, gave up Ivy control, and then Elige just running downhill and getting his frag as well. That's tough sledding for Selfless right now.
Well, I mean, one positive thing is Nifty's able to hold on to the op again, but then, of course, this reset is coming into effect. Nifty with what? He has 1,700 in pocket, so he can't really even drop anything. It's likely to be another round, him with an op and everyone else with pistols. Maybe they can try to do something together, right? Get a flash on a couple of your pistol players, send them out first, and maybe Nifty from the back lines can hit some shots.
It's like interesting that because Nifty is the one to save the op over and over again, that actually means that Liquid are doing a really good job in those rounds of avoiding him and killing all of his teammates, right? He's not having any impact because he's probably not seeing anything. If he was able to see something, then he'd probably either die or get a couple of kills. And so Liquid doing a good job of neutralizing him in that situation. That nade, mainline down to half HP. But again, this is a save with Nifty carrying the brunt of the armor and weaponry.
It was a pretty good angle that mainline was holding, but he gets a bit impatient. He was maybe wanting to flank around. We saw him flank ladder pretty early in a previous round, so maybe he's going for it again, but he walked straight into Elige, who's also holding an angle there on the stairs. So first kill for Liquid. He leads 6-1. You want to turn that into a 7.
Always good measure to bust out. We hear those cans, don't we?
Yeah. The cans are in the air. Or the thunder sticks, at least. Adren pushing now onto the inner bomb site and going to go further and clear things out. Mitch trying to just throw a nade to get some early damage there before they go for the retake, but it gets taken out immediately. It was Hiko that hits the headshot. And Relic's just hiding out in CT spawn. Nifty, of course. I'm like a broken record at this point. Nifty going to save the op.
Yeah, he should take this thing to Antique Roadshow, get it appraised at this point.
Pawn Stars.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
That's Storage Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Get your shows right.
I would mess a reference up.
It's okay.
That's great.
At least you went for it. That's what matters. Commitment. As Nifty over at Ivy once more. Uber and Sandwich kind of just being like a proxy. He gets that early contact with Liquid, so he can kind of tell Nifty what's up, where they're coming from. And Uber will die, but it doesn't matter.
Wow. Sounds like a storm in here right now. We got everybody clapping along. Look at all those breadsticks.
That's a clapper. So at what point does Selfless maybe think about taking a pause? I mean, we didn't seem to take a pause on Dust 2.
Yesterday.
Which is, I mean, Dust 2 is kind of fair, right? They were just getting destroyed from the start and maybe didn't really have their heads in that one. But here on Train, their map pick, surely you take a pause, maybe in this next round or next time they're going into a rifle.
Yeah, I mean, right before this round probably would have been good. Like, it's usually around the 7 round mark. Like, that's one thing Selfless do really well is they time their pauses perfectly. Usually ends up working out, but here they're just opting not to. And it could be just just not knowing what to do, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they don't know what to do.
Well, look at Uber. They've definitely gotten a little bit more aggressive in their defense on that outer yard. Uber's pushed all the way into the T connector. You can see Elijah still holding it to make sure no one pushes through. And he might actually go in and look for some information for himself. He doesn't have any utility, so it's just going to be him and his AK.
This is the war of the Yangs right here. And patience is Elijah's going to see if he can wait out his opponent. This is a cool setup, though, from Selfless. It's a really good opportunity. If Relics takes his fight, falls off, Uber can come around the corner swinging, and Elijah probably think that he has enough room to reload.
Relics might even take contact first, and then Uber's pretty much guaranteed to kill. Relics, of course, could win that battle. Mitch now over at Ivy. T-Con, man, the patience is real. Elijah's going to go out. They've got teammates.
Okay.
Nitro clears the corner.
All right.
And then Elijah trades out onto Relics. Wow, Liquid. What a way to start it off there at T-Con. Flashed up at Ivy. Mitch had a chance to have a lot of impact, but only finding the one kill. Hiko there on the trade as well. We've got a 2-on-2, 15 seconds on the clock. Fire going down, and now maybe, just some flashes over into the Z connector, and Alicia's going to walk right into that angle that Nifty's holding. So Hiko plants the bomb, and the clutch master himself left now in a 1 versus 2.
This is the morale-destroying round if Hiko's able to take this one. Now, he's being given so much respect right now, so much space, and they're clearly afraid of blowing this. They're coming in for 2 different angles, and they haven't cleared everything yet, and it's going to come down to timing. Hiko actually finds the first kill and feels like he knows what's going on, actually gets the second one as well.
Yeah, you can see he's playing on the front of the old bomb train. He gets that first kill. There's nowhere to fall back. There's no cover, so he's like, screw it. He goes out to take the battle, and he wins that one as well.
He always knows where the sequence is in the 2v1s. Like, that's just what you count on him for. He's just fully confident. No one's flanking. He's not spinning around in circles. He's like, I know what guys to my left. I know what guys to my right, and that's it, man. Hiko gives them the bottom line. Gave them the corporation.
And there it is, the tactical pause coming out, but I don't know if the money is there for Selfless. I think it will be a pause into likely an eco and then the rifle to follow that up. But also maybe just a pause because, as you said, if eco wins that, that's the morale-destroying round.
Yeah.
So some time to rebuild the morale maybe during this 2-minute tactical pause?
Yeah, for sure. That could definitely be a reason because it isn't typically a round where they would call a pause. It's an eco for Selfless. They have time to think. It might be 2 ecos depending on how they want to approach it. Honestly, they're at a point where they're down. They have 1 round on CT side versus the 8 of Liquids, and they could simply. It would make sense that in this situation to buy, like unlike they did on the second round. It would make sense to just spend all your money, try to get some. Well, I mean, kills almost don't count for anything at this point, but.
So
try to convert.
What can Selfless really do? Is it merely just a matter of playing with some more confidence and landing these shots? Because it seems like
I think the epitome of this game came down to that moment where like Selfless had that setup. It was actually a really good setup. Like honestly, I saw that as being pretty flawless for having to deal with. Yeah. So yeah.
On that last round,
where they had Uber just watching the outside of T-Con train, and then Relics taking contact on whoever walked in. And like Elijah standing there patiently and not peeking anything, and then coming around the corner. And as he came around the corner, he had his teammate and fully waiting for that. It seemed like it was in action, but really it was just good patience. And I think that was the epitome of the game for them, because we see like Liquid are just simply running, like they ran into a really good setup. They didn't do it by themselves and just randomly get a 2K, right? Elise didn't go ham. He did it with a teammate. So on top of the skill disparity, you have also just like a teamwork disparity, and it shows.
So then also Liquid now in the lead and with definitely more experience here on LAN and playing in front of a crowd. Obviously, we've had a lot of talk about Selfless and Mitch and Nifty, this being just now their second LAN.
Yeah. You know, it's easy to look at it as hate for Selfless, but it's mainly just affirming the facts, right?
So here we go, out of the pause, and it is Selfless with just some pistols on this round. We'll definitely be looking to round 11 to see if they can make any adjustments in maybe their tactics, maybe their play style. Let's see. Or maybe Relics will get it started early here. There's a deagle shot onto Nitro, taking him down early. But Liquid have already made quite a bit of progress out into the outer yard. They've got 4 people out there right now.
This is a really important Ivy push, because he can come and flank T-Con, and they have really good after-plan spots, or retake spots, excuse me. Like, Liquid are going to try to they don't want to stand in the middle of the yard, right? They want to find corners so they don't have to watch their back. And some of these corners are areas where Selfless are going to be coming through. So they might be offered up maybe 1 or 2 more kills here, depending on how coordinated they are.
Yeah, it might be tough for Liquid to actually find an exit. And just playing off a sound alone, Adren starts spraying through the smoke and will come up with a kill. Elysian CT Sky finds 2. Nifty tries to go up the ladder, but that's not going to work out. Adren actually taking some friendly fire, as Elysian was looking to kill anything that was moving, teammate or not, and well, it has got somewhat costly. Liquid lose 2 people as they're in the post plants. And Uber's going to be able to smoke up there at Ivy, and he will save the AK into the next round. But it's Liquid leading now, very dominant on their T side, 9-1.
Yeah, 9-1. I mean, they got as many rounds as they need. Everything here is just bonus stuff. They could seal up 10 and be fine. They'd feel fine going into the second half. The one thing that Selfless would gain from getting these rounds is momentum, confidence back, you know, and the fact that you don't pick this map unless you're good at T side. So if they have something to say, and maybe they weren't feeling it in their first series versus NRG, and they have stuff that they felt like they weren't playing their game, or they weren't playing properly, then they can show the difference now.
Well, it could be a good nade there for Mainline. Actually, quite a bit of damage to Elige. He's going to back up. He'll miss that first shot. They've actually gone up the ladder, and he's distracted from that. So Nitro swinging out on the ground will take down Mainline.
That was actually such a beautiful double peek, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was really, really well done. Someone going up the ladder like that, taking the focus of Mainline away. And that was actually Mainline's problem when they played Train earlier against NRG. He came up a lot of times with 0-kill rounds playing this site solo.
Yeah. I mean, some of those I actually give him a buy for, just because sometimes like random timing and stuff like that, but there it's just like a level 2 boss.
And Nitro pushing forward. He is spotted. Uber takes him down, so 4-on-4 right now. Adren, though, finding Mitch, and Nifty with a nice op shot, and then Hiko up top to find Uber. Actually, all the members right now for Liquid in the back halls. Hiko going out for some more. He gets 2 before Relics will finally take him down, but now he's all alone. That's Relics 1v2, and Elise will shoot him in the back.
Yeah, and they lock it up with just a quick ramp walk down. And that wasn't actually right after the pause, right? We're beyond that.
Yeah.
You've seen the saves. We're into the first rifle after the pause, and it doesn't work out.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's still the power of the pause basically taken away from Selfless, right?
Right.
Getting nothing out of it.
Nifty managing to surmise an op, even though his teammates actually, in the wake of the destruction, have only put together a Falmus buy with low nades.
We got Kusta posted up early here at T-Con, and I think already he can realize, like, there's no smoke here. There has not been a single nade thrown outside. They know that Selfless, like, they have no utility right now. A couple flashes, and there's 1 smoke there on Mitch.
Yeah. Now the A site is one of those sites like Cobble where you just need so many people to win. Here's Nifty to get opening pick with the op to make it a 5v4. That's a big difference in some of the rounds that we've seen.
And I think that was into T-Con where he finds that kill onto Adren. Kusta was holding that earlier, but he then went to watch Ivy.
This actually might be like the umpteenth time that Nifty has had an op, and one of the only times he's actually... It's not that he's missed shots, it's that he's, it seems like, never had the opportunity, hasn't taken many shots in general, so...
Well, half the time he had the op, he had all of his teammates on pistols, so he wasn't
and he was
really
at the other side, it
yeah,
seems.
he wasn't getting a lot of help in those rounds. And now Mainline, well, man down, so...
He's being posted on, though.
Or actually, sorry, man up, and he kind of gets aggressive into the box halls and goes down. Hiko takes him out, and now Elige moving forward. Smoke Maybe didn't bounce as far as he wanted because it caught that Molotov. But either way, he continues to push forward. Uber. Oh my goodness.
Oh my
okay,
gosh.
all right. He will get it. He saves it. That last bullet of the FAMAS will connect. And Hiko's going to go down as well. Relic's taking him and pushing closer and closer to that bomb that they will ultimately need to defuse. It's just Nitro and Kusta to hold on. There is one smoke here for Mitch, but there's 2 Molotovs. They can manage to wait out that first smoke.
Good flash. No one's on the bomb quite yet. Upper's being posted on an outs. Kusta in a 1v3.
Yeah, and the smoke's already down, so that's going to be just extinguished right away. And Nifty was on the angle with the op. He takes down Kusta and Selfless, getting their second round.
Yeah, they do it. And it was a good retake on B. And it was in a situation where, mainline pushed upper when it was 5v4, gave up that advantage, put his team at risk once again, and then, they came back and won it. So it was a close call. Liquid looking stoic at the moment, but have a lot to gain out of winning this round, even though they gave that one up. It's a round on the board for Selfless, but again, it's a long time coming.
Yeah, there's still, I guess there's a chance that they can get the 5 rounds for a 10-5 half, and then maybe it's not that bad, but then there's also a chance they just get reset. And Nitro gets the first kill onto Nifty. That's one of the ops. Relic's actually took an op this round as well, so it was double op to start, but Uber, working around the smokes and getting aggressive in the outer yard, finds 2, and it's Nitro. Double kill of his own on the round, but left in a 1 versus 3. He'll have to ace if he wants to win this.
Oh, not going to happen. Selfless actually get the 2 in a row. They kept a multitude of people alive over the course of those rounds. That's really nice for them. They're looking good. And, it's a little too late, to be completely honest, but the plays out here are really nice. That flash was great. Turned it into 2 kills. Nitro even came out the round with an insane one-tap, burst onto a player at Hell and opened it up, made it 5v4, and still Selfless won it. So a lot of good things to be said about that. Now, it was one of the fast plays, which we haven't seen so often. Well, Liquid have tried it 3 or 4 times, so adaptation, I think, to note for Selfless. They're doing a good job of it.
Now they get into one of their healthier buy rounds that they've had on this map on the CT side. Everyone with full nades, full utility. And look at this. They're starting to play a little bit more confidently now. 2 players. Mainline being one of them, pushing up here into the halls. Oh, but it's Leash who just looks up.
You can't even tell what someone's aiming at from that angle.
Body's hitting the floor, and now Alicia actually falls. Nifty holding that angle that you maybe wouldn't expect. But Hiko finding a quick double. Nifty gets Nitro as he's trying to retreat out.
I'm actually surprised by the goal on Nifty to actually peek over that railing when I think he was worried that Nitro might even jump up, but that was nice.
And it's Hiko that has just turned this round around completely for Liquid. He found 2 on the outer site, then he gets a 3rd. So Hiko with the big 3K, and it'll come down to him again. 1 versus 1 now against Nifty. Hiko is backtracking to pick up that bomb. He'll have to re-aggress back onto the outer yard. But Nifty, again, there's so much time on the clock. He has no idea what's going on. He's actually starting to doubt himself and now look to the other site.
No shame in you doubting yourself when you're in a 1v1 with Hiko. And what's really funny is that he's leaving the site because Hiko had to go pick up the bomb. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Due to extenuating circumstances, Hiko couldn't plant right away. And now has the site to himself, but it's kind of unclear as to where anyone is in this moment.
And Nifty's still sticking with the op. I wonder in this 1 versus 1, you're realizing you're going to be... He just cleared inner, so he knows he's going to this outer yard, but he's going to stay on the op. And okay, it'll work out because Hiko, he's planted. He hasn't quite fallen off the site yet, and he just gets caught completely off guard.
That's a big round in a clutch. Well played from Nifty. All those kills mattered because he got that last one. And he does shut down Hiko in the 1v1.
And that's 4 rounds right now there for Selfless in total.
Yeah. 4 rounds. It doesn't matter if they're clutches at the end of the day. At this point, it's all about putting them on the board. And that kill, making that read honestly on Nitro falling off as opposed to giving him more trouble or trying to bully him with the rifle that close up, which is really difficult to be. It's a difficult position to be in as op, means that Nifty wasn't scared.
And now Liquid economy a little bit in check right now as they go into the last round of the first half. They'll have a couple Tech 9s there on Kusta and Adren. Mainline playing aggressive here, but he's going to come up completely empty. There is help from Nifty. He hits 1 shot. So 4 on 4.
Is Adren actually going to get out? Ivy, he's in this smoke. I mean, he's technically all the way out, but hasn't opted to push through. And this smoke's going to dissipate if he doesn't get around the corner quickly enough, and it looks like he has. Ninja Gaiden right there.
Yeah, and Mitch, he seems somewhat aware that someone may have done that, but he doesn't know, and it won't ultimately matter because Relic's there and will bomb train will take down Adren. He was the one that snuck past.
Kusta not willing to give up even tracers to have the chance to do some damage through that smoke. Pretty cute play from him. Now, the bomb's coming out ladder. One spotted on bomb train. Nitro to take contact.
And, well, he does a little bit of damage, but he doesn't come away with the first kill. Quickly checking out Z as he goes up the ladder. Some flashes delaying them a little bit as they try to push forward. The man on the site, that's Uber. He's going to fall. Kusta brings down Relics, and they know that another player's back here behind green. He was just dealt with. And this is a 3v4, maybe 3v5 coming out from Liquid. And instead of 10-5, it's 11-4 in favor of Team Liquid.
Yeah, they make it happen. Liquid make it happen. And they did such a great job managing their economy there, even though it was Selfless to win 3 rounds in a row. Liquid didn't actually have to save, which is impressive, no matter how many rounds you win in a row. But that just means that Selfless were really not doing much damage on the rounds that they lost, and it tallied up.
Uber staying high. Is he going to finish the whole bottle? Oh, no. Okay.
I hope so.
I thought he was going for
Important to stay hydrated, man.
Exactly. It's pretty cool here in the arena, though. Maybe a little hotter on stage, but there you go. Dominant half here from Liquid, and that's from the T side. That's the scary part. Liquid are definitely hitting their shots, playing very confidently throughout Dust 2, which was their pick. Starting off great here. If they win the pistol on the CT side, get out to the rifle rounds, I mean, it's essentially over.
Yeah, if they win the pistol, it's just too much work that Selfless have to do just to claw their way back into it, let alone fight the score that stands. So it's sad, but it does come down to this round almost. I mean, for them mentally and basically, like realistically.
And they're going to put Elige. I mean, Elige was the man to ace on the pistol round in the second half of Dust 2. They'll put him in that powerful position, boosted on the little security hut in the Z connector. And Hiko, we see this spot often go unchecked, and some big plays can happen from here.
And again, Les is the solo man inner. One of the better players out there to do it on train. Get right, I think, the best. And we have like Flamey. Dennis is pretty good. Seized.
You're giving inner bomb site players?
Inner bomb site players,
Taz as well?
Right, yeah.
For like a decade.
Taz. Yeah.
Here's Hiko getting the first kill of the round onto Relics in the box halls. They have got out of the A ramp, though, so it might be a plant at least coming in for Selfless. They are a man down, but still a chance for them on the round. Elige, the dangerous man with the pistols, coming through, though. Nifty's pushed to the other side of the inner bomb site. If the bomb hasn't gone down, it's Nitro. He's actually dropped it off of Uber, and no one else for Selfless is here. The last 3 players were just in terrible positions since the bomb was never planted. They were trying to show up on the flank, but then there was really nothing to flank, and it's Mitch left alone, 1 versus 3 with just a Glock.
It's kind of confusing to try to understand what was happening there, but it seemed like they were relying on alert kill, and the bomb got pushed, and once it got dropped, all plans are out the window. Liquid know exactly what's up. And here we have Mitch in a very impossible situation. Like, you can't ask him to win that, but Liquid get that 12th round and are 1 step closer to making it out of this decider match.
And there aren't very many rounds to work with for Selfless, but I assume since the bomb didn't go down, they will still likely go for the force buy. I mean, it's kind of high risk, high reward in a sense. Well, really just high risk, right? Or high reward, sorry.
Opted not to do it in the first half, opted not to do it in the second half. Sticking to their guns here. I think they have a plan. The issue is, will we be able to see like a T-side from them? Like, by the time they're able to have enough money to buy, they're basically going to have 1 opportunity to put together a rifle and make it happen.
There's 1 rifle round for them now, and it's going to come in. Well, they could maybe do it a bit early just because they didn't buy here.
Well, they'll have 1 here and then 1 like a match point.
Yeah. And a ton of SMGs and even the shotgun there for Hiko. He pulls out the auto shotgun 1 more time. Adren moving into the T connector. He's going to take down Nifty with the MP9. As Liquid are just going to really want to build money on this round. They probably hope Elige doesn't find a kill.
What's funny is Liquid aren't even afraid that they could go up against a full buy. We have 2 MP9s, the auto shotgun, and the UMP.
Well, Relics will find 1. He takes down Adren, who is kind of low after he got his first kill. Aggressing in it to that T connector, but it's still Liquid man advantage. And it looks like Kusta may have spotted someone sliding out of that smoke. Oh, they tried to throw the flash. Actually, there was a team flash coming over. And then Hiko, $900. He gets the kill onto Uber. And now Mitch in a 1v4. Not much for him to do. He can maybe just take it slow, and Selfless could use some more time to talk about the next round. But he is pushing down Ivy and Nitro very, very quick to react to that one.
Yeah. It's looking truly rough right now for Selfless, but they decided to forfeit that round. So, again, we're waiting to see what they have in store. The issue also is that they didn't get the plant, so... Oh, yeah, they didn't get the plant on the pistol. So it's even weirder to not see that buy, but they're clearly deciding to save here, too. All part of the strategy.
I like that, though. It's like, how can we expect to win a map if we can't actually win a rifle where we're fully funded? So they're just going to put it all on that pretty much going into round 19. As Nitro's going to maybe make quick work of both of these guys over here at Ivy. He's killed the first one. Nade will take care as he had already done quite a bit of damage. Adren and Elige also chiming in, and that's already left Uber alone. Akusta finds that one. And will Liquid upgrade? Will they stay on these submachine guns maybe for one more round?
That's a good question. I mean, they basically just need to do a little bit of damage, and that puts Selfless in a bad spot as it is. They've got to play for the long game. So, I mean, ultimately, Liquid could upgrade. The MP9s are only 1250 a piece, so yeah, it looks like Kusta's just going to keep his. UMP still on the board. Hiko still with the noob tube.
Yeah, so just Adren going for the M4. A couple flashes over, and it looks to be the quick outer play from Selfless. Nitro Molotov's off that back green train, actually standing in between the flames right now. He'll throw one of his own. That's going to force one player to push through. Mainline, wow, quick headshot onto Nitro, but here's Elige. And then Hiko with the auto shotgun getting two. I think that's pushing out of ladder. Mainline's going to get two more. It's a 3K on the round for him, but it puts Relics in a very difficult position. No utility, low on HP, and it's 1 versus 2.
I have to apologize. I blinked, and now it's a 2v1, so... Kind of tough to get a read on that, but Hiko brings it to match point. Got a smile on the face finally.
That was a 4K for him on that round.
Yeah, huge round. They could taste it.
All right.
All their eggs were in that basket. I mean, there's nothing more to say. The only thing they have going for them now is loss bonus, but fact of the matter is Liquid have all the confidence, all the momentum, the rounds, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 11 match points.
Yeah.
Available to Liquid, and they might not even need to use any of them.
Funny to say that with Liquid, but...
True. Although they're not playing the team that went on to win that tournament, are they?
That's true.
They might be pretty soon. Maybe tomorrow. There is a little bit of a gap in the smoke, it looked like, but as we turn off X-ray, you can actually see there wasn't.
Oh, God.
And there you go. Nifty will take down Kusta. Nitro's fallen as well, so Selfless. They're going to stay alive a little bit longer, it would seem. They will have to still convert this 5-on-3.
Yeah. And now the goal here is to just play the fundamentals, right? Yeah, wait the pushes out, right? It's up to Liquid to try to make something happen. You probably wouldn't see that push happen in a 5v5. Typically, it's going to be Ivy pushes that occur most of the time, maybe a little bit aggressive in Pecan, but in terms of pushing all the way out, something you only see at Ivy. And all Selfless have to do is maintain control of things, keep things spotted, push out to something together, and get their frags. Now Hiko 1v4. Honestly, all he wants to do is do some damage.
Yeah, I was going to say, Dren had a chance for it. He just got the one kill. Took him a while to find the first one. But Selfless did group up and then hit the site that someone was still actually playing. Selfless won't want to lose too many people, and they won't. They'll keep 4 alive.
They do pull out the clean round. 4 alive, match point, number 10.
Yep. That should actually limit the economy a little bit, right? Or maybe not. There's still many submachine gun and shotgun kills. Liquid could be pretty good, and also they might just, yeah, okay, they got a full buy on their hands. Op coming out for Kusta right now on the CT side. That could be something that's very scary because he is regarded more as that passive opper. That's certainly a role you can fill on CT side of Train.
Now we'll see if it's a one-off here.
Well, fire all over the place again, and actually Kusta backtracks through one. Nifty's going to find the first kill of the round, but Elige at the ladder coming away with 2 and nearly a third as he tries to transfer that spray over to Relics. And then Nifty finding the headshot onto Hiko. So Selfless with the man advantage, 3-on-2. Kusta holding this angle, though. He's got one player locked into hell there. And that's Relics, who is already quite low.
Bomb secured, and we see what the plan is now. Ooh, that Molotov pushing Relics right into the corner. Tough spot to be in. I don't know if they still know that he's on the right side or if they've forgotten about him, but he's definitely still alive.
Looks like Nitro knows. Flash is going to go in to try to help him out, but it doesn't work. Relics with the AK, 1-tap headshot, and now it's Kusta 1 versus 3. Definitely knows that a player is here. He saw a man on the red train earlier, but it won't matter.
Nice kills. And I wonder how long it'll take for Liquid to adapt to this outer tick, if that's the one thing they have going for them. I wonder if they started on T side and they did get out of these rifle rounds if they would have had a better chance to at least scare them with like somewhat of a good half, because it seems like this A execute that they're doing really fast outside with kind of set Molotovs on the run is working out really well.
Yeah, but you can only run that fast execute to the outer yard so many times before Liquid kind of figures it out and can kind of just pinpoint and throw some counter nades to stop it.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, there's
But here comes again. And Liquid, well, maybe with the pistols, just because they are playing a bit aggressive here. No, Nitro with only 1 kill. Elige coming down, actually fairly cool. Everyone over in the ladder room. It looks so funny when they go down the ladder these days. They will find 1 more kill on to Mitch. That's Kusta with that one. 3-on-2 in the post plant here for Selfless. Nifty holding onto the T connector. They do know he's here. Can they really do anything about it with the CZ and the 5-7? They'll start to push out now. Uber immediately takes out Kusta, and now Nifty, yeah, supporting on that kill, but Relix is the one that gets it.
Stomp, you stomp, another match point. And they used the same tactic they did on the rifle round versus the eco. Whereas you think you might want to go for the anti-eco so that you can maybe go back to the similar setup. And I wonder, are they going to just run the exact same thing again because it's working? I mean, they do have to throw a Hail Mary, so I wouldn't be surprised, but it's going to be up to Liquid to just basically stop it. And they just got to dump a bunch of counter nades at T-Con, which I don't think they're doing.
Yeah, and they didn't actually have that many nades on this round, so the smokes come down. The Molotovs, that's going to put Kusta onto the site. Hiko's still playing, and they're actually trying to fake this one. Adren's got that kill onto Uber. He goes in a perfect spot, but he doesn't get anything done with his M4. Mainline will take him out. Adren with 1 more, his 2nd on the round. Still man advantage for Liquid, 4-on-3, as they're now going for the retake. Adren can't get the man on Fuel Tanker. That's Mainline, who was already pushing through to the other side of this inner bomb site. 3-on-3 right now. Mainline's position should be known, but okay, yeah, they can do something about it. Kusta will take him down with the op. Nitro through the back halls here, but he's going to get timinged by Relix. And Elige, he will fall. It's all on Kusta right now. We've seen this before. Oh, that smoke landed right on top of that player.
Whoa!
And then it's hard to hit those shots looking straight down. Kusta finds it. He's got no kit. He gets onto the bomb, but Relix through the smoke, making sure that bomb does not get defused. They win another round for Selfless.
Wow, that no-scope from the top of Mount Everest right into the face of whoever that poor man was.
Well, that was a close one.
Yeah, that was a close one. I mean, Hiko was a solo man inner. 2 people came through a smoke. He wasn't able to get a kill, right? The fake, I mean, may or may not have worked, but the thing is they aren't causing rotates with Hiko being inner. He's usually going to be the only man there. And that Molotov went a little high. It's actually not going to block him off at hell, I don't think.
Look at Hiko. He's gone for the Nova. He loves those shotguns. Adren, that's a bit of a reach if someone actually peeks off the back of Green Train with the CZ, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So he goes down, but look, Mitch has killed Relix. Elige supporting on that one, so it got a bit chaotic. 4-on-4. And the bomb is going to go down on the outer yard. Elige, he's gone unnoticed here, so he's going to find the first kill. He'll take Uber off of the back of Green, but his main line up top, making sure that doesn't get out of hand, and then Mitch getting Kusta. Maybe Hiko just saves the Nova here?
If nothing, Selfless have made this competitive. And I'm trying to think back to the first rifle round, round 3 of this half. What was the strategy that they used? Was it the same outer hit that just fell apart?
Nitro tried to make it expensive, but Mitch is going to take him out of it. And Hiko just posted up for some exit frags. He wants to earn that money, $900 to just pay for the shotgun that he did invest on this round. He's even going to push forward looking for the kill. And well, he does land quite a few of the shotgun pellets there, but it's not enough for the one-shot kill.
The crowd is totally a 6-man for Hiko.
Pretty much every crowd, I think, across the globe. As I mean, Selfless are certainly getting something done here, and it's Team Liquid maybe starting to have some flashbacks.
Literally, if they, the one thing that we've seen from Selfless is everyone comes out outer, or on one round, they throw all their nades outer and then ran inner, right? Either way, that calls for a lot of counter nades towards T-Con. And yeah, Yanko wants to go home. That's what we've got.
I think if we learned anything from our other North American matchup today, it was that being in the lead was very dangerous.
Yeah.
Every team that was in the lead lost.
True. But I mean, like that fake didn't really work out. It's just that Hiko failed.
Yeah, it was just a bit of a blunder.
Looking like his sense was too low somehow. And we know he plays on like 3.6 or something like that. Something really high.
Yeah, maybe just a little too close to the smoke, right? He had a player push on either side of him, and he was really close, so you have some indecision, and it's really hard. Also, I thought, doesn't Hiko use, he must have been dropped that, because Hiko uses the M4A4, and he had an A1S on that round.
True, yeah, and you don't really want to be like solo sight most of the time with an A1. On train, it might be a little bit different because you usually try to get your kill and then fall off to the back of the site. You have a chance to reload. But yeah, he does use the A4. He's extremely good with it.
So this is the tactical pause for Liquid. Obviously, we saw Selfless use theirs in the first half, and they got really nothing out of it, but now it's Liquid's chance to just use the power of the pause and close out this map, if they can.
If they can, yeah. I wonder. But literally, all they have to do, if versus the outer hit, if it happens, because they, first of all, if they see the nades coming over, right, it's Selfless to use a lot of utility right away, right? That's a lot of resources that they're basically throwing to the wind. If it is the case that T-Con gets Molotov a couple times, a couple nades going to T-Con, that's literally what Liquid should be talking about. Pretty much no matter what happens this round, if it's going to be a bye, we should see a lot of resources being disposed at T-Con or going over T-Con, because that's what's worked for Selfless so far, and we haven't seen anything else besides a fake that probably wouldn't work twice. They don't even have to change anything on that other round.
Well, they've changed something. Hiko's going to have himself an op along with Kusta, so double op set up right now for Liquid. Nitro going on top of the green train, and surprise, surprise, it's Selfless going for a fast outer take. Nitro waiting for them. That'll be the first kill onto Mitch, and Nitro able to fall off. No, he's not. Mainline was there, I assume coming out of Ivy. He's killed Nitro. Unleashed to bring down Nifty, and then Relics finding Kusta, the old bomb train. Mainline will get one more. That's Hiko, the op here for Hiko out of this round. And Elige 1 versus 3. This is going to be Selfless. Should convert this one, and that's getting into double digits. That's 10 rounds. The comeback is real.
Yeah, Elige in a really awkward spot. A lot of help from the players in Selfless in this 1-on-3. Just looking for the first frag, does find it. Doesn't get the second one, however. Mainline gets him and takes him down. And suddenly, like, Selfless are looking alive again. They're getting with the same thing over and over again, though, which is kind of alarming because, like, they had a simple adjustment that they almost certainly should have used just as a risk no matter what. They could dump their, because they bring to the late round, maybe they win no matter how much utility they have, but at the very least, they got to go off what they know, and that's Selfless, like to throw nades over T-Con and then run out of T-Con.
At what point did Liquid just start off the round by throwing Molotovs, 3 Molotovs to T-Con and 2 over to Ladder Room, and then that'll slow Selfless down from the start.
And here it is, the only caveat that they have to that strategy, and that's the fake it and go inner.
Is it going to be the classic win? Close it out on an Eco. Hiko with the 3K. Make it 4 with the 5-7. And what is that? What is that?
Oh my God, what a way to go. That is such a rough way to lose.
Team Liquid with 0 answer to what Selfless is putting down on the outer side. These quick outer takes. And then they switch it up one round. Selfless decided to go inner. And it's just a 5-7.
Can't wait to hear what Yanko has to say about all this.
It's either going to be a lot or very little. Very little. That is insane. And of course, Hiko's the one to do it.
Yeah, of course, Hiko's the one to do it. 5-7 and M4A4, definitely his best weapons.
Well, Henchik's going across, but that will be Selfless out of the tournament. Liquid moving on to one of the semifinals tomorrow.
If anything, that's a nice outer take that any team could take away, maybe, to use at this level, because that was a really good fast outer take, apparently. Maybe it was just especially good versus Liquid for whatever reason, but I think the fact that Liquid didn't have an answer for so long was just quite alarming, and the fact that they won it on Eco is even more alarming.
Nice. I like that. What was scary for me was the fact that Liquid, when they did take that pause, their adjustment, they kept getting pushed so fast from Selfless, outside smokes, Molotovs everywhere. It's chaotic. Why was their decision to go for double ops? Why not Hiko just buy something and get more utility and use the utility to stop the fast rush? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out the answer because we got Hiko on stage with Smix for an interview.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Hiko. Liquid is moving on to the semifinals for the second time this year on LAN, especially in a time period where everybody was wondering how this new lineup was going to do. On LAN, you guys have proven that you are moving towards the semifinals. You must be really proud of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the big things for our CD side is we're playing with a lot more aggressiveness, and we're not letting teams execute on us like we used to. And hopefully that works against a team like Luminosity that we have to play tomorrow. And yeah, everything's gelling really well, as I said yesterday, and I'm really proud of how we're playing right now.
Yeah, especially in this particular series, everything, as you just mentioned, just seems even more solid than yesterday when you guys played against them. Except for that ending, it looked like maybe you guys got a little bit stuck there. So what happened there, and what was the change that you guys, what did you guys talk about to fix that?
Yeah, we knew they had this really good outer execute that online we were not able to stop. I think they ran it like 10 or something rounds in a row. So we were talking about how to actually beat it. We tried a couple of things. They threw a couple changes in it. Luckily, I killed like 4 people in the last round, so we didn't have to deal with it again. So, we got kind of lucky. If it came down to having to stop it, who knows what would have happened, but yeah, we got kind of lucky to end it right there.
Yeah, I heard a lot of, are you kidding me, Hiko, in the audience. Yeah, that was an absolutely fantastic end to that match. And of course, you guys, as you mentioned, are facing Luminosity tomorrow. You guys have played Luminosity 6 maps this year. Unfortunately, lost every time. And I know that you guys have that unfortunate memory from that major, 15-9, 15-6. I'm sure you don't want to think about that. But that being said, I'm sure as a competitor, you do want that chance to get revenge. So what are your thoughts headed into that matchup?
Yeah, I mean, Luminosity was a team that we played really close for, probably about a year of our team being together. And they ended up beating us like once, and then we've never beat them since. So hopefully we're able to break that streak here. Hopefully we can, get back to like 15-6, 15-9, maybe close it right there. But yeah, they're definitely are playing really, really good these days, and we have a lot of work to do to prepare for tomorrow.
All right, and last but not least, it has been a very, very long day. It's been 13 hours almost of CS, and these fans have been absolutely fantastic. In fact, I heard them chanting your name. And so I think it goes without being said that they deserve to hear something from you.
Hiko, Hiko, Hiko. Yeah, the crowd here is amazing. I love you all. Thank you guys for coming out.
All right, well, congratulations again, Hiko, on making it to the semifinals. Of course, with that, we do have our 2 matches for tomorrow's set. It will be Luminosity versus Liquid and Tempo Storm and Cloud9. And with all the action cooling down here on the main stage, let's head back to Alex Machine Richardson.
The action indeed is cooling down. Liquid cooled, actually, is how we're doing that. It's been a pleasure to bring you those games, and now we have our semi-finals locked in. But we are going to try and break down a little bit about what we did witness there. The desk, it kind of went to plan, right, gents? We expected to see Selfless look a little out of their depth in the Liquid, but it does seem like they managed to at least come here and make a statement, and I think that's what they've done. Looking forward to seeing perhaps how they do grow. The GoPro didn't get Ryu's team any further. Janko, what have you got for me?
I mean, they didn't even have a chance in this game. Liquid didn't, allow them to do pretty much anything. 2 best-of-3s, 2 maps. They didn't win a single pistol round. Had an awful start to every map, and you just look at the stats as well. They paint the picture. Elysia, Nitro, and Hiko were leading the way. Elysia, Nitro, especially on Dust 2. And we always say that when Elysia, Nitro are having a good game, that probably means that Liquid wins in the end. Not simply because they get a lot of kills, but also because of the roles that they play in, especially if it's on T side, because they're the entry fraggers. That means that they are opening bomb sites for their team. So all in all, I have to say though that Selfless they had a game plan that they tried a lot, even on train when they were losing. On the city side, they would eco, they would try something new, maybe push towards mid. So they did go for all these plays, but you would see that just Liquid, when it come down to having aim duels or when it came to executes, Liquid was really good at trading kills and winning rounds.
Just running with train for a second, staying on that track. I'm just a pun hero at the moment. What I want to do is talk a little bit about. Indeed, it is. It's 15-4, and again, another team from North America has this problem where they just can't seem to close it. I just can't comprehend it. It was actually the T side this time that looked good for Selfless. Yeah. Gents, you were casting it. What on earth was going wrong? You kept hammering on about them just not throwing any kind of nades towards connector. You feel like that was just the main problem for Liquid?
Well, I mean, as Nico said, they knew that was gonna happen. That's what Selfless did against them online and got like 10 rounds in a row. And he said there were some subtle adjustments. I mean, it's kind of hard to notice as you're just watching and trying to commentate all the action. So maybe it was just the subtle adjustments from Selfless every time they were running that. But I feel that's got to be a failure on Team Liquid's part to not be able to adjust. Not just like, all right, let's save one more round that maybe we have to because we have such a round buffer, and then just get full nades on absolutely every person and stop that fast outer take. But it never happened, and Hiko said it again himself. They got very lucky that he just ended it on inner with the 5-7.
And I mean, you're making these mistakes against Selfless. You've got Luminosity tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll let you set the scene for that one, Launders.
It's going to be rough. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, like making that adjustment on the fly is one thing, right? And that would be maybe more forgivable if they weren't able to do it. It would still be the mark of a good team to be able to adapt in the game, right? That's what separates the greats from the good player or the good teams from the greats, right?
That's the one.
I saved it. But versus Luminosity, they're just going to have like another beast in store. Now the thing is that they actually had like practice versus the same execute, and they knew it was coming, and they still hadn't thought about it enough to fix it. So that's a little bit worrying.
And I mean, yeah, just touching on their opponent, you saw Luminosity there in Group A. They've conceded 8 rounds so far in this tournament. In the semi-finals, they could very well continue down that path into their next best of 3. And over on the other side of things, you saw Selfless managing to make it so far, but not quite to the semi-finals. And it's a very blue semi-final. Look at that. Tempo Cloud9 and Luminosity Liquid. Blue isn't on the desk, unfortunately, but we are going to be able to bring you the next semi-finals. It's going to be bright and early as always. I'm sorry. It's just at that time of day where the puns are flowing. They're all awful, and I just need to get them out of my system. It's been a good day though, gents. Let's just kind of close the day in general. Like, we just had 4 best of 3s. Let's just kind of remind everyone, like, if they're hunting for VODs, where should they be going, Yanko?
The score eSports.
That was not where I was going for. Yeah, maybe. There's definitely some VODs to
Does it
access
have VODs? It gives you the stream.
There you go. There you go. But no, in terms of like which game stood out to you today, was there anything in particular? I know that you've kind of had an opportunity to catch most of them.
Well, if you want to see how not to do things, you can watch the Selfless Energy game. If you want to watch some exciting CT sides, you can watch the CLG Cloud9 game.
Not T sides.
Not T sides. Please don't watch that. And that would be it for today.
Well, it has been a great day, and the semi-finals promise to be equally as exciting. And so it is my great pleasure to say goodbye. And we're going to go ahead and come straight on back tomorrow, live from Austin. The crowd had a fantastic day, and we have too. Liquid are going to be battling for redemption versus their Brazilian rivals after what was a bumpy ride in the major. It's time now for us to disappear. But thanks again for joining us here at the Zowie Open for DreamHack Austin, and we'll see you tomorrow bright and early at 9 o'clock.